Want me to freestyle this? Hey, everybody. Welcome to the PFL light heavyweight and heavyweight weigh-ins. We got the last shot at points for 12 fighters in the light heavyweight division and the heavyweight division. I'm Sean O'Connell. I'm your play-by-play man tomorrow night. I'm also the Season 1 light heavyweight champ, so I've got special vested interest in watching tomorrow night's fights. Very, very excited for these. We got a couple newcomers on the card. We've got a showcase bout at bantamweight, some featured 135-pounders, just because we know how it is. Sometimes you look at these big, dangerous men in the cage, and you're like, you know what? I want something a little smaller and a little faster. Well, we got that for you tomorrow night also. We'll address that when it comes up. Little housekeeping. We did have a fighter miss weight at the official weigh-ins this morning. Hani Marks missed weight. He's disqualified from PFL competition. Second time this season. He has not made the 205-pound limit. He's out. His scheduled opponent, Dan the Dragon Spawn, who was a quarterfinalist last year, gets the 3-point walkover. We will find out after the fights tomorrow if those 3 points are good enough for Dan Spawn to make it in to the PFL Season 2 playoffs. Marks does not make weight. He's disqualified. Spawn gets his show money and his win money and 3 points in a walkover scenario. Show money and win money. I want to emphasize that to everybody because it's not the industry standard to pay people show money and win money if an opponent does not make weight. PFL takes care of their fighters. Dan Spawn did his job. He's a professional. He showed up. He made weight. He was ready to go. This was outside of his control, so he gets paid like he won the fight, and he'll get 3 points, which, of course, is the same total as he would get for at least a decision win. Again, we will find out when we put the bracket together tomorrow night if that's good enough for him to make the playoffs. He did lose his first bout of the season, so he's coming in with 0, and now he gets 3. Without further ado, let me bring the big boss man up here on stage with me because you don't just want to see me standing here. PFL President Ray Sefo, the legend. You probably don't want to see two ugly mugs like ours standing up here by ourselves either. So are our PFL ring girls out there somewhere? Kylie, Janie, Ashley. Give them a round of applause. Come on. Get out of the way so you can see the attractive people here on the stage. And let's get started. Let's bring some fighters out here. I know that this room could be a little more full, but I want some energy. Show these fighters the respect they deserve for showing up, for making weight, for acting like professionals. Our first competitor, fighting out of the blue corner, he carries 3 points into tomorrow night's bout. He comes to us all the way from Auckland, New Zealand. Make a little noise for Sigi Pesaleli. Sigi actually holding 3 points from a walkover scenario in his first bout. Weighed in at 204 pounds. His opponent, fighting out of the red corner and Gilbert, Arizona, Jordan Johnson. $205.8 for Jordan Johnson. Win or go home scenario for Jordan Johnson. Sigi Pesaleli out of Auckland, New Zealand. Jordan Johnson out of Gilbert, Arizona. Our first light heavyweight bout of the night. Moving right along, and we get to the heavyweights. Our first heavyweight competitor comes to us from the blue corner in Las Vegas, Nevada. Also a former University of Utah Ute like myself. My boy, Zeke Tuine Wiley. And go Utes, right? Everyone's a big University of Utah football fan? That's what I thought. $265.6 for Zeke Tuine Wiley. His opponent comes to us all the way from south of Apopka, Florida. Make a little noise for Alex, the Spartan, Nicholson. $238.2 for Alex Nicholson. A true elimination bout as we get ready for our Season 2 playoffs. Both of these men carrying 0 points into their second and final bout of the regular season. Zeke Tuine Wiley, Alex Nicholson. As your eyeballs can probably tell you already, Zeke is our largest heavyweight on the card tomorrow night. Our next bout at light heavyweight, potentially for the number 1 seed heading into the light heavyweight tournament. He comes to us from Argentina, Rio Cuarto, Cordoba, Argentina, Emiliano Sordi. Emiliano carrying 5 points into tomorrow night's bout. Those 5 points, the reward for a second-round TKO finish over Vinny Magalhaes in his first bout of the season. Emiliano weighs in at 205.8. Remember, in the non-playoff and non-championship scenario, all of our fighters are given a 1 pound allowance. So if it's 205 point whatever, they're good. Most of you probably know that already. His opponent is currently hanging on to our number 1 seed heading into the bout tomorrow night. I can tell you from experience, this is a bad man, Bozagit Atayev. $205.6 for Atayev. 5 points versus 6 points. 2 seed versus 1 seed. Argentina versus Dagestan. Sordi versus Atayev. Our final bout of the ESPN 2 card. I'm remiss, I didn't remind you, we start tomorrow night on ESPN 2 at 8 o'clock, and then we'll switch things over to ESPN Plus. If you don't already have the ESPN Plus app, you need to get on it. It is a fantastic service, not just for PFL and mixed martial arts around the world. Our final feature bout on ESPN 2 before we get to ESPN Plus is, again, potentially for the number 1 seed, this time in the heavyweight division. Fighting first out of the blue corner and representing St. Petersburg, Russia. Put your hands together for Denis Goltsov. Two-time World Combat Sambo champion, carries 6 points into tomorrow night's bout. 241.2 for Goltsov. His opponent is a mama's boy, and I say that affectionately. Make a little noise for Kelvin Tiller. Tiller with an impressive first-round submission victory in his first regular season bout of Season 2. He carries 6 points into the bout tomorrow night and weighs in at 265 pounds even. Goltsov with 6 points, Tiller with 6 points. Potentially our number one spot in the heavyweight playoffs will be decided with this bout on ESPN2 tomorrow night. Goltsov versus Tiller. We'll switch things over to ESPN Plus. You can continue streaming these fights as we move on in the night. Back in heavyweight action, a guy who was actually supposed to be part of the season. An injury kept him out of his first bout of the season, and then another injury opened up an opportunity for him to step in. So we do get to see him after all. Very excited for the PFL debut of Ben Edwards. Edwards, an experienced combat sports athlete coming to us from Canberra, Australia. 264.2 down under pounds. Ben Edwards. His opponent comes to us from Extreme Couture, representing his home country of Brazil, of course, Francimar Barroso. $244.8 for Francimar Barroso. Badal, the big goat, has 3 points on the merits of a split decision victory in his first bout of the season. Edwards out of Australia. Barroso out of Brazil and Extreme Couture. Our next bout on ESPN Plus, a bit of a break from our light heavyweight and heavyweight action. I told you that we were going to have a featured showcase bantamweight bout. That's this next one coming up. First, representing Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Sidamar Honorio. $135.4 for Sidamar Honorio. As close to a local as we're going to get. Philly just an hour away. His opponent is undefeated and represents Dagestan. And, of course, the famous family name, Umar Nurmagomedov. $135.8 for Umar Nurmagomedov. As I mentioned, undefeated, like his world-famous world champion cousin, Honorio versus Nurmagomedov. Featured showcase 135-pound bout. Back to heavyweight action we go in another true win-or-go-home scenario. Elimination bout at heavyweight. Fighting first out of the blue corner in Titusville, Florida, Mo Muscle, Muhammad Daris. £245 for Mo Muscle. His opponent comes to us, well, really from everywhere. They call him Mr. International. Valdrin Istrefi. $244.4 for Istrefi. Again, a true elimination bout in our heavyweight playoff scenario. 0 points for both of these guys heading into tomorrow night in desperate need of a spot in the playoffs. Mo Muscle versus Mr. International. Light heavyweight action up next at 205 pounds, representing St. Petersburg, Russia, Mikhail Mokhnatkin. $205.6 for Mokhnatkin. His opponent also representing Russia, carrying 3 points into the bout, Maxim Grishin. $205.8 for Grishin, who in his last bout scored a unanimous decision a split decision victory over Jordan Johnson, handing him his first career loss. Mokhnatkin versus Grishin at light heavyweight. Back to heavyweight action in our next bout, fighting out of Extreme Couture and the El Nino Training Center, Carl Seumanutafa. $262.2 for Badwater out of Samoa. His opponent is a former Olympian representing Dagestan, Russia, Ali Isaev. $263.2 for Isaev. He carries 3 points into tomorrow night's bout. 5-0 in his young mixed martial arts career. Seumanutafa versus Isaev. Heavyweight action. Our next bout is once again at light heavyweight. Another Russia versus Russia matchup. Fighting first out of the blue corner, Viktor Nemkov. $205.6 for Nemkov. Honestly, I'm kind of glad he left his shirt on. It makes me not feel so bad about myself. His opponent, representing the Dagestan contingent, carries an 11-1 record and 3 points into tomorrow night's bout, Rashid Yusupov. £206 for Yusupov. Nemkov with 3 points. Yusupov with 3 points. A potential top seed, maybe, if they can get a first-round finish. Nemkov versus Yusupov. Light heavyweight action tomorrow night. Our next bout at light heavyweight is actually a rematch from the Season 1 playoffs. Fighting first out of the blue corner, American top team in Coconut Creek, Florida, Rakim Cleveland. 204.8 for Cleveland. His opponent comes to us representing Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Extreme Couture, and was a Season 1 light heavyweight finalist, Vinny Magalhaes. $205.2 for Vinny. Again, a true elimination scenario. 0 points for Cleveland, 0 points for Vinny. Winner goes to the playoffs, loser goes home. Cleveland versus Magalhaes. Our final bout of the evening in the heavyweight division. Fighting first out of the blue corner and Sandpoint, Idaho, Jared Rosholt. £257 for Rosholt. His opponent is a former Judo Olympic gold medalist from Japan, now representing Croatia and the Croatian Cobb gym, Satoshi Ishii. £240 for Ishii. Rosholt is in a winner-go-home scenario. He needs points to make the playoffs. Ishii has 3 points. Will that be enough? Looking to secure his spot in the heavyweight bracket tomorrow night. Rosholt versus Ishii. And that is our complete card. Remember, we begin the night on ESPN2 at 8 o'clock. We continue on ESPN Plus. Fighters and camps stay here. Everyone else, thank you for coming tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. One more hand for Ray Sefo, the president of the Professional Fighters League. It's decent. Decent. Even more noise for our lovely ring girls, please. Ashley, Kylie, Janie. And I'm Sean O'Connell. Remember, I will be sitting play-by-play tomorrow night with Randy Couture, Eve Edwards, Caroline Pierce, Lillian Garcia. See you tomorrow. Terry Wade.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, champ. Champ of the world right there. So right now we ask that fighters and camps only in the room. We got a fighter and camp meeting. Friends, family, if you can wait out in the hallway, they will be right out. But the only people that should be in the room right now are licensed corners.